What is up, YouTube? It's Fresh bringing you a brand new video, and we're doing something different today. I got something really new planned. We're going to be reacting to James Gunn's top 5 comic book movies. Now, the reason why I wanted to react to this is because obviously he's the head of DC now. He's going to be basically covering all the DCU stuff coming out. So Batman movie, Superman, everything, Justice League, you name it. He's ordering that on what's going on and what's coming out. So, you know, I'm just curious to see what he has in store for us. I'm curious to see what's going to be going on. And I'm curious to see what his top 5 comic book movies are, because who knows? He might have some influence from those movies. He might not. But yeah, I think it'll be cool to check it out. I'm just curious. Does he have his own movies in his top 5 too? Like, I just wonder, because like he hasn't missed, you know what I mean? He hasn't missed with some comic book movies. Let's be honest. Let's go ahead and check it out.
I just got a bunch of pictures from Warner Brothers vaults of the actual original concept.
I fuck with the shirt. I fuck with the shirt.
And it's just without frills, because today people
shout out my homie Floor.
How do you make it look believable? How do you take this outrageous concept of a guy who flies around and turn him into something real? Hey GQ, I'm James Gunn, and I'm going to break down my top 5 favorite comic book movies.
Some tell me his top 5 different from my top 5.
I think I'm worth listening to about comic book movies simply because I've made so many comic book films and superhero films.
This is true.
I've made at least,
I've made a lot.
I don't know how many superhero movies I've made at this point, something like 6 or 7. I guess if you include the movies I've produced, like the Avengers movies, then it's really a lot.
Yeah, I've made hella.
Oh, hello.
Deadpool in the top 5?
Right?
You know what?
Whose balls did I have to fondle to get my very own movie?
I think coming in at
Let
number
him cook.
5, I'm gonna go with Deadpool. The first Deadpool and the second Deadpool actually
The
are
first?
2 of my favorite comic book movies. They came on the heels of the Guardians film. They were even more of, you know, comedies than the Guardians films are, and they were so well made, so heartfelt and fun, and Ryan Reynolds just kills it. I think Deadpool is...
Hey, I can't disagree with this because I fuck with the Deadpool movies. I actually like the first Deadpool a lot.
It's a perfect adaptation of a comic book, because the comic book is very much tongue-in-cheek, very much breaking the fourth wall all the time, talking to the audience. And I think the movie does that really well, but somehow also keeps it more grounded and gives it a little bit more than the comics have.
If you could see me, you'd understand.
Looks on everything.
Looks are everything. You ever heard David Beckham speak? It's like he mouth-sexed a can of helium. Think Ryan Reynolds got this far on his superior acting method?
Love is blind, Wade.
No. You're blind.
He did mention himself. I actually forgot about that part.
Along with like Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man or Christopher Reeve as Superman, he's one of the all-time great comic book, you know, icons.
You know what? He's spitting right now. He is spitting right now. Okay.
산 거 맞죠?
I ain't never seen this in my... Bro, what movie is this?
Number 4, I'm going to say Old Boy. Now, a lot of people don't know that this is a comic book film, but it's based on a manga, and it's a Korean film.
Is that... Wait, hold on.
And it really turned into something.
I'm gonna go back.
Incredibly...
When we say comic book movies, are we I mean, mangas are kind of like comic books, but like, I feel like whenever we discuss stuff like that, we never put comic books and manga in the same category. You know what I mean? Like, we always go, that's manga, that's from a manga, and then that's from comic books. But I mean, I guess, I mean, it's fine. I mean, it
really kind of gross.
He's not wrong. So I mean,
shocking at the end. It has a real nice twist.
I don't even know why we do that. Why do we separate them? They are basically the same thing.
If there's one scene that sticks out, it's obviously the hallway fight. That was a huge inspiration to me, and you can see our own version of a hallway fight in Guardians 3. Different versions of hallway action fights have been great, whether it's in Old Boy or The Raid, another great action movie. We have one in Suicide Squad, and now in Guardians.
Okay. Gotta let him cook with this.
Think we know each other?
Oh yeah, completely different top 5. Woo! I ain't never seen this in my life.
You tell me.
My third favorite all-time comic book film is A History of Violence. directed by David Cronenberg, one of my favorite directors. I love so many of his films, from Dead Ringers
Man, I gotta
to
get it.
Naked Lunch,
Hey.
but my favorite movie of his is probably...
Goddamn. Hey, y'all hit the sub button for real, man. These goddamn earphones, bro. These goddamn earphones keep falling out, man. Go ahead and hit the sub button one time, man. Get Fresh some new earphones, man.
Probably History of Violence. Viggo Mortensen stars in it. He's
Goddamn.
fantastic.
I mean, I'ma
And
buy
it's a
some,
really
but
amazing movie about a
like,
guy
damn, this
who's
shit don't
a
fit
former
my
killer
ear.
who's trying to live this normal life and gets wrapped up in his past.
I just
When I
hold
saw
it-
History of
hold it like
Violence,
this.
I also, like Oldboy, I didn't know this was based on anything. I didn't know it was adapted from a novel, or especially didn't know it was adapted from comic books and a graphic novel. I just saw it as a movie itself, so it didn't have to live up
Shout
to
out Bianca,
anything.
though.
It
I
didn't
love
have
you.
to
Thank you.
overcome
I do
anything.
like
It was just
these
an amazing
headphones.
movie in and of itself that's emotional.
I just got it. My
passionate,
ears,
and the violence and the
you know,
action shot
my
really
ears
well. I mean, I
weird.
really was influenced by History of Violence. I was influenced by the
They just
way
don't wanna-
that it didn't play like an action movie. You don't look at it and say, "Oh, that's an action movie." But if you watch the way Cronenberg shoots the action sequences,
She got
in the
me,
movie,
dude.
it's really spectacular and really just slightly, and we see into its soul. And it's not the most beautiful thing in the world. There's this wonderful...
We mess with it. We mess with
Of
it.
all the wonderful things, there's a wonderful sex scene in the movie between Viggo and his wife on the steps when she discovers, like, starting to discover who he really is.
Bro,
I'm not a big
James.
sex scene guy. I don't take sex scenes
Oh,
apart
okay,
the
you're
same
not a
way
big...
take
I was
action
about to
scenes
say, I
apart.
was like...
But I somehow really
I was like, why are you
remember that
mentioning
scene
that?
because it was so raw and so passionate and
He
so
go-
real.
He go... Cause I was about to say, I was like, wait. I was like, why are you mentioning that? I was like, oh, but then he goes, I'm not a big sex scene guy. Okay. All right, James. Gunn. You had it.
And usually sex scenes just seem like I'm actually usually waiting for them to be done, or they seem like unnecessary or just exploited.
No, facts. They're
You
always
so
mad and
this wasn't
unnecessary,
Like that.
so,
This was
like-
part of the story.
I don't disagree with him there. Superman. Yeah, we're two completely different people on this one.
Number two, I'm gonna have to go with a movie that changed my life, and that's Richard Donner's Superman. This one is important to me historically. It's a great movie, but it was also a movie I saw as a kid that affected my life a lot, and I remember seeing it at the Pear Cinema in Manchester, Missouri, when it was first released. Strangely, the same exact theater that Jim Lee, who went on to create so many great comics characters, saw it in St. Louis, because we're both from there. I was taken up in this movie, and I remember when I was a child, I had seen Star Wars, and that was like such a big magical moment for me. And this was the next big magical movie.
Well, you know, I can't hate on it. I can't hate on it at all. This not my... I'm not gonna lie, I tried watching this. Alright, so I tried watching this movie, and it's something about watching it now, you know what I mean, after seeing so many, like, high-budget comic book films of the modern day age, that I just... Not gonna lie, I fell asleep, but I definitely do see the vision. I do see the vision.
You know, at the time, they did exactly what we're doing now. They're going through tons.
I'm not
tons of
hating on it
actors
at
to
all.
See who captures that spirit. The thing they don't talk about much when they talk about Christopher Reeve, they talk about his pureness, his hope, his
don't kill me
goodness.
for
They
that.
talk about, you know, the way that he plays Clark.
Hold on, Christopher Reeves was a great Superman. Don't get mad at me for that. I was just saying that I tried getting through the movie and I
Being
couldn't.
so different from the way he
Like,
plays
I tried
Superman
3 times.
and how he can turn that on in an instant. But there's this playfulness about Superman. This when he's saving a cat, he's got that wry smile.
Bye, Frisky. Long now.
And that is one of the best parts of the movie, is the playfulness of Superman. He enjoys what he's doing. He likes helping human beings, and he likes saving them. They just did the costume from the comics, and they did it very simply, and it works really well. The colors work well. I just got a bunch of pictures from Warner Brothers vaults of the actual original costumes. I think the costume works really good, and it's just without frills, which was easier back then than today, because today people have seen a lot of different superhero costumes. So it's how do you make it look believable? How do you take this outrageous concept of a guy who flies around and turn him into something real? I think that, you know, what we're doing is different. It's its own thing, but I'm definitely influenced by what Donner did with Superman and what Christopher Reeve did with Superman. And Margot Kidder, who's fantastic in the movie. She's really the heart of it in a lot of ways. The Fortress of Solitude is an amazing set. It's really like the look of it was created through those Donner Superman movies. And I think it was a magical location that wasn't something that we're familiar with, but that was so well done and actually built big sets, and that's influenced me a lot. We have some of the biggest sets of all time in the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. It's great to actually have real practical sets for these strange locations so the, actors and the crew kind of feel what's going on when we're there, and it just looks better than having everything be a total CGI fest.
He cooking. Hey, I'm telling you.
Please keep. Wait.
Best movie of all time.
How could there be two Spider-Man?
My
There
bad.
can't be two Spider-Man.
Hey, can they cast me for real? Just
My
saying.
favorite superhero movie and my favorite comic book movie is an animated film. It's Into the Spider-Verse. This movie works. From
James
start to
Gunn's so
finish.
real for
It does
this.
Not have a bad beat in it. The
He's so
action is
real for
amazing.
this.
The emotion is amazing. The voice acting is incredible. It's well directed, well written.
He's so real
And
for
I
this.
just don't think that there's been a better superhero movie than Into the Spider-Verse. I think that, Into the Spider-Verse is truly the first, comic book multiverse movie. In it, the action is amazing. The emotion is amazing. The voice acting is incredible. It's well directed, well written. And I just don't think that there's been a better superhero movie than Into the Spider-Verse. They did it in such a balanced and real way. There weren't a lot of plot holes like there are in a lot of these multiverse movies. They thought everything through, and it was just really tight. And if there's one thing I respect a lot in a screenplay, in a film, is to be elegant. And
As long as we
to
agree
not be
on who's number
doing
one, you know
all
what I
this
mean?
Stuff that goes off from the center.
You know what I mean? All the top four or the four before one, okay, that's subjective. You know what I mean? Okay, you own personal beliefs here and there. Okay. Hey, that's fine. That's fine. I do think he could have, maybe thrown the Dark Knight in there, maybe, the Batman, maybe one of those films, but it's fine. All right? As long as he had Miles Morales Into the Spider-Verse,
The film, and it does it. It stays.
Spider-Man Into the
Are you
Spider-Verse.
from another dimension? Like a parallel universe
sir.
where things are like this universe, but
My
different?
boy Miles.
And you're Spider-Man in that universe, but somehow travel to this universe, but you don't know how?
Wow, that was really just a guess?
Being able to see all these different Spider-Man characters, Miles Morales and Peter and all the other characters working together in one movie, it was sort of a dream come true for a kid who loved Spider-Man as much as I loved Superman and Batman growing up. I think that Spider-Verse really influenced me in terms of trying to make high-quality animation that is not secondary. There is an advantage to these animated films because you do plan out everything. You kind of draw it as you go along. You don't go on set and film it. It's costing you millions of dollars, and then you come back with the footage, and then you have to see if it works or not. I think it's one of the reasons why there are so many good, tight animated films, and more often than not, they're better than live-action films. Movies that almost made the list were Deadpool 2, Iron Man for sure. V for Vendetta is another one that almost made the list. Spider-Man Homecoming, I think, is fantastic.
You mean Sleep Fest? You mean Snooze Fest too?
The movies I really love that almost made the list, but I had to choose 5, and so I may wake up tomorrow and think I made an enormous mistake that I can't take back.
All right, so he told us the top 5. Now, do I agree with his top 5? Yeah, because number 1 he has Spider-Verse. So there's nothing really I can disagree with. You know what I mean? All the 4 before that, it was like, okay, that's subjective. All right, you've seen those movies. I didn't see them. Some of them I did try to watch. I didn't like Deadpool. I was like, okay, that's understandable. But Into the Spider-Verse number 1, it's enough said. It's enough said. It's a great list. A great list. Me, I would give y'all my top 5, but I feel like my top 5 is changing as things go on. But I have made that video before, so go ahead and subscribe and check that out. I do have that video up on my channel. Y'all can look it up. FreshBTW, top 5 comic book, top 10 comic book movies. But I will be giving an updated list because I honestly think I could change it around now, but I don't really know if I will. I would love to see a hallway fight scene for Superman. I don't know how he would make that work. Maybe they end up flying out after towards the end of the hallway fight scene, right? Maybe he just takes him and flies out of the hallway. But I think it would be cool to see just him fighting in the building, not really wanting to cause too much damage, you know what I mean? That would be kind of cool. I got faith in him. I had faith in him before. I told you guys this. I said this so many times. I had faith in James Gunn after seeing Suicide Squad, Guardians of the Galaxy 2, Guardians of the Galaxy 1. Guardians of the Galaxy 3 solidified it, but I already knew that he had what it took. Like, he hasn't missed. Like, what has he missed on in a comic book movie? I can't name it. If you guys like the video, you know, I hope you guys have fun watching this video with me. I honestly did not think that was his top 5. I thought he was going to have a Batman movie in there somewhere. He must not fuck with Batman. Did James Gunn not like Batman? Because y'all remember Peacemaker, right? He was hating on Batman. Peacemaker was hating on Batman. James Gunn doesn't like Batman. I think I can make that theory. We'll see, though. Nah, I'm not even going to say that for real. I'm not even going to start that. I'm not going to spread that. Never mind. We're not going to spread that because he's coming out with Batman Brave and the Bold. Although he won't be writing or directing, he's still coming out with it. And I have faith that he cares about the character. So I'm not going to say he hates Batman, but you know what I mean? You know, he didn't choose to write the Batman movie. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to leave a like, and I'll see you guys.